Alright. How are we doing tonight? Alright. I'm imagining it's going to be a quieter stream tonight, but that'll be fine. Alright, come on, game. Let me... Oh, cool. Now that function works. Turn down the audio just a little bit. Yep, we're back to the observatory.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space.
Let me know how audio is.
Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
I forgot how much I liked how this game looks.
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
I better find Dr. Meadows' car. That's where the camera should be.
Bimbozo. Oh. Dark Presence is already working on turning the lights off.
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here. That means there's a caller out there. You know, an hour feels like I'm stuck in the woods. Did you know that this is my dream job? Dream back.
Oh. Stanley Steamer gets your house cleaner. Wait, there's something in there. Some beans. Oh, there's the beans.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
Well, you know what I just realized? Bean. Gotta get out of the way a little bit. There we go. You're doing fine, Bean. You just needed a little more space there. Also, there was one that I think that we didn't...
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
All right. Oh, God bless this gun. God bless this mess. We're probably gonna have to come back this way again for this cycle. So let's actually...
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
Aww. I genuinely feel bad for him, you know? Not enough manuscript pages. Oh, we just got 30. Okay.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse.
No, why
I can't
does
let them stop me.
Mr. Scratch's name always get censored, for lack of a better term? I'm wondering if it's like almost like a nickname for him because his name gets scratched out. Did I just like completely miss guns? No. Alright. And the imaging array is down here in the spider zone. What was once the spider zone? Hopefully no longer spidered.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
Looks like this is a spider-free zone. Oh, it wasn't here. It was down more. Right? You can't jump over ledges. It's been a couple weeks. Let me get my bearings.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Oh, we got the hunting rifle. I kind of like my current loadout. I mean, I'm not... The assault... The assault rifle is nice. But not like 100%. Yeah.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
But yeah, having another, like, not slow firing, but like a single shot slow gun. Like, I feel like this is varied. Like, maybe when we get to the next part and there's the assault shotgun or the combat shotgun. Fucking birds. Oh, that's blocked. Oh! Hi. Oh, they're making their way downtown. Walking fast.
It's you! How dare you! No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
She remembers part of the loop.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style.
Yeah, a barber
Now
knife.
this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't trust that sort of knife.
I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy.
Is that a
But
steak
sometimes
knife or a
you just
regular
need the
combat
extra
knife?
oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs.
I don't think dismembering would really work with that.
I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Oh, you're so clever. Oh, funny, funny, funny man. Funny man.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
I love how Alan isn't even trying to like help out with this one. It's just like, hey, shit's weird. Here's this.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Alright. I mean, I know we're safe in here. Because it wasn't until the coolant stuff in the telescope happened that we were attacked last time.
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I. But I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, And the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
Yeah, he's becoming a speedrunner IRL in Minecraft. Gone wrong. Alright. Alright. Secure the primary peeps. Oh, this way's blocked, isn't it? I can jump the fence. Or jump over the rocks. There you go. Right, maybe I was like too quick to use the flashbangs, but they get the job done. Wait, pipes.
These beings hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Ooh, that's not good for the pipes.
I guess they didn't like that.
Well, nothing seems to be leaking.
Old damn mountain's trying to kill me.
Yeah. Ah. Can't destroy that. Can't climb up. Can I? Oh, there's a path right there. Ah! Okay. I do like that the little icons for these are, like, were getting destroyed as I was looking at them. All right. Another one over there. All right.
It's working. Please, come up here.
I feel like it's very dangerous to have the like the observatory open like that, but I mean, we gotta look outside somehow.
You find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
All right, fair enough.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Alright, now we're back to the drive-in. Yep. Yeah, Alan has done this shit. Well, literally. He's literally done this shit before. But, like, he has confidence in himself.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Alright. So we gotta get the generator going. She's gonna be in there, like...
Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on. To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
Maybe Alan created Mr. Scratch as an accident. Like he wrote something about himself in the implication.
You again.
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife. Little wifey. Waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman. Or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
We'll see how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to stay calm.
I don't want to be calm. I want to be nasty. I want to be nasty with you.
Yeah, okay.
You could do anything you want. You can use my...
Let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
Serena confirmed for the most useless character.
I was about to do the weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right? I mean, if we can do what we want, how can there be fate? I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well, I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose, incomprehensible to us,
And that what we take to be freedom is nothing more than the move of a pawn on some cosmic chessboard.
What the fuck?
Limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
existing only for their entertainment.
or perhaps we're just a twisted
Reflection
of actual events that can happen
elsewhere.
Could it be that such is life in Night
Springs.
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
Dead-Eye Ricky. Alright, dinner is ready. I'm gonna run downstairs, grab some hot dogs, and I'll be right back up. Alright, I'm back. I got dinner. 3 chili dogs and some french fries. Did you got work tonight, V? I can imagine her getting addicted to, like, sweets. I wonder if all those, like, alternate blazes and stuff that that people think of, I wonder if a lot of them end up with her being like a stoner because of catnip. You know what I mean?
Are you getting it yet, genius?
Sawed-off shotgun. Tempting. But no. Also, fucking talking about Sonic. I read a fucking article talking about, like, oh, the Sonic universe finally has a good female lead. And they're talking about Lanolin. Which, I get it, it's pretty cool. However, they mention the other... Hold on. Damn. Oh. Impromptu Donkey Kong stream. And they're like, yeah, they have some really good female characters, but, like, Jewel the Beetle is afraid of fighting, so she does a secretary or a paperwork role. And Tangle, she's really excited, but it often ends up, like, putting her in mistakes. And Whisper falls into the trope of shy and anxious woman. And I'm like, fuck you! That feels so reductionist, you know?
I
Like,
have changed.
I don't know.
I know who I am now. I know that I can write my own fate. Bright Falls taught me that. I know that indulging my weaknesses, giving in to fear and complacency will only drag me down. The Dark Place taught me that. I'm no Zen master. I've not attained enlightenment. But I have learned to let go of the things that I don't need. I know that without that balance within, I become my own worst enemy. Now I strive for equilibrium, and with that, I'm strong enough to get where I want.
You know, like, with the character concepts as they are, it just feels like they are well-rounded. You know, not Mary Sue, since that's like the big thing that I feel like a lot of Sonic writers would be concerned about. But I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. I'll try and find the article later and send it to you. Yeah, and it's nothing against Lanolin. Given I haven't gotten to where she is in the comics yet. I've only read volume 1, and in that I'm pretty sure she only like screams asking for help because the robots are attacking. Oh, god damn it. Alright, come on down. Oh. You're already blasted with light.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it. My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I'll send the parts I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
That's true. Mr. Scratch just seems more focused on destroying. Like, so far into IDW comics, Tangle just seems like someone who never really thought she would ever, like, be a hero. Until it's sort of, like, put in front of her. And it suddenly becomes, oh, this is a thing that can happen. I can do this. So, of course, she's going to make mistakes. But at the same time, if she didn't make mistakes, then that's kind of not a great character, I feel.
The trap Mr. is set for me is as simple as it is impossible. Whenever I reach him, he sends me back to the beginning of the maze. It's a loop in time. I go through it only to end up where I started. There's a brutal genius to it. If I die, it's over for me. If I survive, I end up where I started. Sooner or later, the odds will catch up with me. And in the meantime, he gets to toy with me. But that's why I have a chance. He's caught in this pattern just as much as I am. I know where he'll be, and I'm prepared.
I thought hot dog. Right. I mean, she still serves as the antagonist to our heroes. But, like, I don't know. I wish I remembered, like, what this dumb... Alright. It wasn't a dumb article. I'm just kind of taking the piss out of it. But I don't know, it feels like the sort of thing they wrote just to, like, get, not clickbait, but, like, I don't know. Again, it just wiggles my cows in the wrong direction.
I want to talk about Alice. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Your wife. Well, our wife, really. Just my wife soon. Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others. She's special. If I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good. Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? We're that similar. She's seen me a couple times, you know? I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. It might as well be. I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it. And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it. It's gonna be sweet. My darling wife.
I can't wait to kill him.
You're like a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
I believe this is a combat shotgun, which I definitely don't. Oh wait, no, that's just the assault rifle again. Ugh. I wonder if Mr. Scratch knows that there's something going on.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
Oh, spiders. I don't like that. I'm just gonna just bop, 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 so I don't have to hear them. Fucking hate spiders. Yeah, just in case. Yeah, no, that did nothing for me. Oh god, what was the pass for this? Was it just... There it is. Ah. Little Beanie got jump scared. The Scrimblow and her Bimbinis. Yeah.
If you die, you lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
We'll be playing the Dead Space remake in October, probably. Alright. No ammo refill. This is... Dead Space is in October. But yes. Maybe. Depending on how cheap I can get it. I haven't told her yet. Alright, got more towers. Alright. I do wish I could throw the flare gun. I love how you could hear the math work in my head. Man, if there was only some sort of projectile to launch flares, perhaps in a handheld, weaponized form. What could it mean?
The Champion of Light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
I don't have the whole thing, but maybe it's enough.
Late at night, summer was almost over. Aw, Tom the Poet. Alright, summer was almost over. Spotlight illuminated the red fire extinguisher. Lamp. Oh, sorry. Fuck, I should have. Damn it. My bad. One more loop.
You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy. You should just lie down and die. Let me take over. This is the only thing you've got coming to you. From here to eternity.
No matter how many times you come back.
Time folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the champion of light endures.
Maybe this time everyone will live.
Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
Holy shit! What are you, the King Hillbilly?
Oh god. Jesus. I think the worst part about the assault rifle is that I can't count how many, like, bullets they're taking. I'm assuming that guy probably takes like 5 or 6 Magnum rounds.
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
Oh shit, it's all set and ready to go. Okay. Lights blinking. Oil flowing. Music playing. Although I wonder if I should have gone into town first to talk to What's-Her-Face.
Next stop, saving Ethel.
Returned. Well, yeah, I guess technically returned. Alright. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A full clip. Or, I guess revolver? Or, not revolver, cylinder. That's a lot.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half. But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were 2 old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
I want to check out the diner just because I'm wondering if there's going to be... I see something blinking. And I don't know if Emma's going to have me come back here. Yeah, just a couple refills. I'm assuming... Yeah, locked. No pages around here, it looks like. Alright. Let's go save Alpha Sydney.
Not as long as I show up, I guess. Clear now.
That's a little controversial, I know.
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio, Serena Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual Arts, and she's in charge of the NSVA Film Festival, held this year at the old Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
Hello, Eddie. It's great to be here. And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody who's actually primarily known as a renowned photographer, Alice Wake.
Hello.
Alice, I've seen a lot of your work over the years. It's very impressive. My wife's a big fan, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You've gained quite a bit of fame as a photographer, but that's not why you're here, right? You actually have a film. That's a little surprising.
For me, too. I really wouldn't be here at all if it weren't for Serena.
You two are friends, I take it?
Yeah, we move in the same circles. So, about a year ago, I heard about all this footage she'd shot, and I got to see some of it, and then I started pestering her about actually putting it out there, because it was really good. I didn't really want to show it. It felt too personal.
Well, yes, I can understand that. It features your husband, and he's, well...
He's dead.
I thought he was missing.
It's been 2 years. This sounds awful, but yes, I believe he's dead. Otherwise, he would have...
Oh.
Yeah, I understand. Well, hold that thought, and we'll be right back.
God, that must hurt. That's just the SMG. I almost wish I didn't play that for Alan.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
Well, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
But I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough. You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Or figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
Imagine if the worst part of this whole situation is that like there was a really hard part in this low textured engine block that she had to fix, and every time time restarts, she gotta fucking like go through the process once more. Like, she gets better at it each time, but then at the same time it's just like, man, this shit again.
Emma wasn't sure exactly when the man arrived at the motel, but from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately. It was infectious, spreading from one room to another. He was mercurial, almost as if he was flickering through the scene, telling a joke here, throwing an insult there, oozing sex and violence and excitement. She had never seen someone like this before. He looked at her and smiled, and she felt her heart flutter a little. She knew he was the kind of man mothers warn their daughters about, but she told herself it didn't matter.
Alright, fucker, what do you got for me?
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not gonna keep him around, that's for sure. Al? Ugh, little parasite.
That was actually pretty spot
Best
on.
friend. Really? That's the best you can do. I actually kind of like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball. He plays the clown. That's a hard road to take. But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business. Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that? I might keep him alive for a while. Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking clown. Oh, you weren't affected. Whoop. Oh, this doesn't count as safe light. Let's head over here. See if there's anything I can immediately see. Pages wise. But I'm not seeing the glint of anything from here. Alright, let's get that fuse box set up. Alan, can we close that? Nope. Go check out the back here real quick. Yeah.
I have seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts. Their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
Okay, now I see the glint of something. But I'm assuming this is the last loop. Oh no, doing it in threes just kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? Alright, that isn't pages, that's just refills. Plus, I feel like doing this 4 times might make it wear out its welcome a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured.
Do you want to talk about what happened?
Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
Okay.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead.
You seem to be doing better, though.
You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world.
I should go.
I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Alright. I guess I'll head... Oh. I guess I'll head over here to otherwise look for anything. Because how many pages do I have? 19, 32, 42. And there's 3 pages left here. The fact that those 2 are before the one that starts talking about the old gods makes me think that I've missed that on one of the other loops. Probably the second one. Now, Alan, don't touch that cactus. Let's see. I hear enemies. Maybe I can get into the mine? Do you think Alan Wake is someone's Blorbo? The Blorbo from their games? For a split second, I thought that said, like, Acme on it. Alright. Just wanted to make sure. I believe this is the one we're... Yep. So, by going to the observatory, hopefully that'll be the last bit of the signal we need, and the signal is will either be like the tool or the blueprint we need in order to beat Mr. Scratch. And then the drive-in will be the last time we go to take care of that.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this.
Probably able to finish this tonight.
Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows he will have what he needs.
Second.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
Nice. I love how she doesn't even begin to be like, that's locked. This one is also locked. Ah! Ow, dick. Alright.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
Oh, you know what? There was probably stuff on that side. I'll circle around. Wrong one. Definitely need more ammo.
The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey, the detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall.
And then there was...
This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
Like, it definitely feels like Alan has earned this sort of level of confidence. It's like he's probably the world's foremost expert in this stuff at this point. Pardon me. Combat shotgun. Oh. Hell yeah. Look, I just got an achievement. You know, I probably could have just settled on using the Magnum for that, because those guys are kind of weak once they're separated. Niall is a coward and is teasing me over DMs. When she could just be in-stream bullying me in person. SMH my head. I love this Tommy gun looking shotgun. Let's see. Hunting rifle. Nothing back here, though. Just the lights of the motel and diner down the way. Okay. Revenge of the Big Bimby. Well, maybe I don't need Niall bullying me on stream. That's what you're for, V.
Come on in.
Alright, what do you got for me this time?
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does.
It's not even
I'm
looking.
not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that.
Gay! You already had all that gay.
And then the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down. I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
That fucker couldn't rock this flannel like Alan does.
You need to protect the telescope or we can't complete the signal.
Are you playing the music? Thank you.
There, I have it. But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the link down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now, but technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
I just love his answer, just like, I'll live, I guess. Trying to get those batteries back. That's the most batteries I've used so far.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but...
Signal! Yes, it's completed.
Finally.
Should be the last
If all
time we do
goes
this.
well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No, you can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could...
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars.
True.
Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
It would be kind of neat if she showed up in as like part of the Federal Bureau of Control.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
Like, she definitely strikes me as a type that, like, as soon as she learns about this stuff, it's just like, I must know everything.
Once more, we return to the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself...
Oh shit, we actually parked near the generator.
The man has his share of weaknesses, perhaps more. But cowardice is not among them.
How did we get in? Alan? How did we get in here? I assume there, but like... Don't think about it. I wonder if we can head to Serena now.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
Alright, revolver time. But I appreciate you being the cow that moves. Sometimes you just need a little moo. What is the... Hold on.
I'd found her film from the pile of containers in the back. I'd threaded it into the projector. I swallowed hard, staring at the screen, hearing her voice. The sunrise I remembered so well only moments away. And then Mr. was there, nailed by the projector's beam, caught in his own trap. He shouted at me, first in confusion, then rage. And then the sun came up and things started to burn.
Oh, so we're getting Alice's film. Okay, I can't talk to Serena yet. We all need a little moose sometimes, and sometimes I am the littlest. I wonder if yelling actually makes jumping easier. Or lets you jump better. Did I?
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
Oh. Oh. Wow, that was the worst time I've had trying to take my medicine in a while. Ugh. I actually taste it. I did karate on 2 separate occasions. I did it once at the Boys and Girls Club when I was younger. I don't know how long I lasted. It was probably like about a year. But, maybe a year and a half. But then I did Taekwondo for probably like 6 or 7 years. It was a while. Alright, just need the middle one. Or not. Oh wait, no, I just need the last one because this is the 3rd cycle. Right? Oh, there's extra bits in the way. Ow. I don't think this place is very OSHA compliant. Yep, nope. Fine, let me hit up the checkpoint. Ooh, spooky, Mr. Scratch. No.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
We're certainly doing a thing. That's a very basic song, but I do kind of like it. No, occasionally this game just has combat music like that. You've been hit by, you've been struck by truck.
But I'll send you right back to the beginning.
Nah, that was the song that Mr. Scratch was dancing to in one of the other videos. Paige.
When the Dark Man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror, but the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. Pay attention, he said. Business first. His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
I hate that you put it that way. Look, the man's been stuck in writer purgatory for 2 years.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
Alright,
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
alright. Take care of the towers, then we'll go watch the video and try to talk to Serena. I mean, if the 50 monkeys theory is true, then, like, is there conscious effort put behind getting to that point? Or is it just like, well, this just happened? Or is it just like sheer randomness? Yeah, it's probably just sheer randomness.
been around for a while now, you know? Well, you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness. I've been busy. I operate in the shadows, not always literally, you understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep. And the things that live in it are vast, big bastards. They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper. You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else? Do my thing. Getting a bit of quality time with Alice. It's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
I think it's Greenland. But of course, you got the Greenland and Iceland shit. It's confusing. So it could be one or the other, but I'm pretty sure it's Greenland. Aha, I knew there was going to be a page up here. I wonder if she's okay.
I held the film canister in my hands. I saw her name written across it in big letters, followed by the title. It was a time capsule, moments snatched from times gone by, from a past that I hoped could also be our future. It was my salvation, our chance to be together. A tin can with a bit of magic in it that she didn't even know about. Something I could put to good use. There were only moments left before I had to face him.
Oh, hey.
I'm hoping I can put an end to this now.
You'd better. I really don't want that to happen to me again. It's like somebody vomited in my brain, like a sleazy movie that keeps looping in my head.
I'll stop this, I swear.
You know the part that's really screwed up? If you mess it up, it'll just keep happening forever, right? I don't think I can deal with that.
Don't think about that.
I don't think of anything but.
Hey, afterwards, when all this is done, look me up. This thing, I can probably help you deal with it.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm not even in the same world anymore. Everything's just weird now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of that'll pass with time. But being touched by the darkness, it's rough on you. It's a lot to process. And I just don't want you to get completely screwed up by this.
Might be a little late for that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there's degrees. At least you're not at a point where you go around picking fights with people over not changing their light bulbs often enough.
What?
Never mind. All I'm saying is, you're not alone with this. And anyway, you're friends with Alice, so, you know, any friend of hers.
Thank you.
Sorry I didn't talk to you last time. Yeah. Well, she had 2 time loops in order to get better.
Part of our pre-recorded interview with Serena Valdivia and renowned photographer Alice Wink. So, tell me about the film.
It's called Sunrise. And it really wasn't something I ever thought of as an actual film. It was just footage, things I saw and happened to shoot. It's not a medium I'm very much at home with. You shouldn't put yourself down. You've got a great eye. Maybe. But experience is another thing.
Because you're primarily a still photographer.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really used to thinking of the world in terms of snapshots. I frame something and try to pick the right moment, and then reveal that moment to people. Moving images are a different story. I'm still learning a lot about it, to be honest.
So this is a new thing for you?
Or maybe I'm just a slow learner. But showing it like this is definitely a new step for me. It's a little weird taking something this intimate and showing it to everybody. Not that the material itself is somehow shocking. It's just that those were private moments. But that's why it works, because it feels genuine. It's not so much a story as it is a sort of an echo, showing us how you saw your husband at the time. It's not really about the sunrise itself or Alan watching it. It's about you two together, I suppose. It's funny, looking at it now, especially now that it's been edited like that. It takes on a life of its own, almost. It's a kind of a fantasy. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. No, you're right. I'm glad you talked me into it.
Don't need those keys anymore. Alright. Let's go deal with Mr. Scratch.
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
Alright. Change the time. It was the end of summer. The lamp was on the fire extinguisher. The poster is a noir movie. Alice's film. Was in the projector. Do I gotta load it?
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for. It's my turn now. It's my life. It's my life.
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
A woman, a man, two lovers. held apart for far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it. He's home at last. Are these actual events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come? One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time, and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
This is gonna get me shot, isn't it?
You know.
God, is this gonna be another song to add to my Spotify? That was good. Because the Twilight Zone, like, parody has been a running theme throughout this game and the base game. Yeah, which mirrors the weird reality that Alan himself has found himself in, you know? I feel like the ending was a little bit of an anticlimax. But this game is thus only semi-canon. Controls goes into it in more detail, I think. Good. I feel like, to be honest, it was his moment of weakness that let, you know, the evil forces take advantage of him. You know? And you could probably make some sort of, like, I don't know. You can probably find a way of making it like some sort of metaphor for, like, how do I want to put it this? Where it's like, you know, your weakest moments when you break, they don't have to define you. You know. You can look back at who you once were and sort of you can look back at who you once were. You can see how you've changed and you can grow. And that's sort of what I'm getting. What country is Remedy from? Is that Sweden? But yeah, that's my sort of Finland. Alan Wake's journey through the night will continue.
No?
Or did he?
Ow?
Yeah. I'm not going to do the arcade mode for 3 hours. In fact, if there's another unprotected enemy behind them, they'll get hit too. It's a twofer. Manuscript pages, we've managed to miss, I believe, 5 pages. Videos, we got all of them. Radio shows. Oh, fuck, we missed an important one. Have a nice night, hon. Hope work goes okay. But, yeah. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where the series goes next. But I enjoyed it. Well, this is technically a different game. New art style and everything. Control also has ties into it, as well as Quantum Break, I believe it is. So, the Alan Wake game that we first started, like at the end of last year, beginning of this year, that was just regular Alan Wake. This was an Xbox Live standalone expansion, like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So, technically, it's 2 games. But I believe there's been word that Alan Wake 2 is being worked on. We have Control, which sort of explains things and helps build the world more. So, yeah. Cow is sleepy. It's only one of us, so I'm not gonna raid anyone. But I believe next time we'll work on a little bit more Breath of the Wild. I don't think it'll be Monday just because I work from like 9 to 4. And I feel like after a 7-hour shift, I'll be kind of exhausted. But, yeah. I hope everyone has a nice night, and I will talk to you